Welcome to Planet MicroCap. I'm your host, Robert Kraft, and joining me today is Rick Van Nieuwenhuyse. He is the president and CEO of Contango ORE. It's a publicly traded company. The symbol is CTGO on the NYSE American. And Contango will be presenting at the upcoming Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek, happening September 13 through 16, 2022. For more information, please go to precioussummit.com. And with that, Rick, thank you for joining me today. How are you doing?
Pleasure to be here. Thanks, Robert, for having me on the video.
It's great to have you. So this is our first time doing an interview together on Contango. So can you start us off with a quick overview and history of the company?
Yeah, so we're in Alaska. We discovered the Manh ore body. Probably several, back in about 10 years ago, and we've been working on developing it. We signed an agreement with Kinross 2 years ago. Sold them a 70% interest in the project. And the whole point behind that was to be able to process our high-grade ore from the Manh deposit at their Fort Knox operation located just outside of Fairbanks here. What that does is gets us to a production decision much more quickly than if we had obviously built our own mill and tailings facility. So we entered into a 70-30 joint venture with Kinross. They just published the feasibility study results on the project here a few weeks ago, and we're in the process of getting our SK 1300 published, a technical report on that. So we'll have the economics of the project from our point of view. It's a joint venture, but because we're using the Fort Knox facilities, their economics, because they roll their economics all up into the Fort Knox operation, our economics are slightly different. So we'll have all that information out to shareholders in the form of the technical report in another few weeks here. We did release a press release last week that updated our shareholders and investors on the feasibility study, high-level results from our perspective. So it's a very robust project. We'll be delivering about 8 gram per ton grades to the Fort Knox mill, which is well over 10% or 10 times the grade that is typically processed through the Fort Knox mill. So we get to production in 2024. There's very little to construct. So in a world where everybody's worried about inflating costs, since we're not building much, we don't have a whole lot to inflate.
So Rick, what would you say makes Contango unique and different compared to some of your peers out there?
Well, I think it really is that low execution risk to production. Our share of production is going to be about 65,000 ounces of gold per year over a 5-year mine life, and with lots of exploration upside on the 675,000 acre Tetlin lease. So I think that's unique. I think the fact that we are a U.S. company is unique, and we only have 6.8 million shares outstanding. So I think there's a lot of things that are unique about Contango, and we have a great portfolio of exploration assets here in Alaska.
And what's your background? What was it prior to joining the Contango team?
I've been around a while. I used to be VP exploration for Placer Dome, and then I ventured out on my own, started a company called Nova Gold. We made the discovery at Donlin and brought Barrick in as a joint venture partner on a 50-50 basis. And then we spun out a number of companies from Nova Gold, including Trilogy that I headed up about 10 years ago, and we made the discoveries in the Ambler mining district and advanced those projects to sort of a pre-feasibility level of study, and then partnered with South 32. So that's more or less my business strategy. I'm an explorer. I'm an exploration geologist by background. So we like to do what we like to do, which is explore and develop to get things to where you have a real project, and then bring in a big major company to get it over the hump into production. And I think that's exactly what we've done with Kinross. With their production facility at Fort Knox, we're just kind of utilizing existing infrastructure and not having to capitalize that on our own or even with a joint venture partner at site. We just use what they have and truck the ore up the mill. And unfortunately, we have an ore grade that's good enough to be able to do that.
Very good. Well, then to close us out here, from what you can tell us, what would you say are the 1 to 2 things that investors should look out for from the company moving forward here in the next 6 months?
Well, I think it's just execution of the plan at Manh, and we'll be starting construction, early work construction this fall on the project, as was announced by Kinross. And I think, like I said, it's a pretty low risk execution plan. I think we're in a good spot in the gold market. We don't need higher prices to make a lot of money. This thing is going to generate over $50 million of free cash flow for our share of production once in production in 2024. I think from an exploration standpoint, we're not standing still. There's still lots of exploration upside at Manh itself. But separate from that, we have 100% ownership in an exciting high-grade vein exploration project at the Lucky Shot project, just located just outside the town of Willow here in Alaska. We're underground exploring that. We've got drill turning, and we're intersecting the vein, and we'll be happy to report on what the grades of that when we get the assays back from the lab, which we hope will be not too far in the distant future. We're underground tunneling and getting the drill in the perfect position to do all the infill drilling, but we will intersect the vein with our underground tunnel as well. This was a mine that was historically produced 40 gram per ton grades, which is over 1.5 ounces per ton. So very high grade vein, and again, it's the sort of thing that we think we can get into production relatively quickly.
Well, Rick, with that, where can our audience go and find more information on Contango?
Well, visit our website, of course, ContangoORE.com. And then obviously, if you're coming to Beaver Creek, we'd love to see you and give you an insight into an update on what we're doing and projections for the future. I think it's going to be an exciting year for Contango.
Very good. Well, Rick, thank you so much for joining me today. I really do appreciate it. Good luck. Stay safe. And I'll see you in Beaver Creek.
Perfect. Thanks very much. Cheers.
Thank you. And again, Contango will be presenting at the upcoming Precious Metal Summit Beaver Creek, happening September 13 through 16, 2022. For more information, please go to precioussummit.com.